Hello everyone, and welcome to Let's Play Disco Elysium episode 3. That's 6, I know. Episode 3. In the last episode, I don't think I saved. I went and said I was going to save, and then I didn't. In the last episode, we got around to the dead body, threw up a lot, went and grabbed some ammonia, because that was supposed to help. It did not. Threw up a little bit more. Talked to some kid, got accused of raping him. That was pretty cool. And yeah, I got a new memory thing, volumetric shit compressor. So once that's done, I should be able to go back and review the body. So for now, I just have to go and talk to people and explore, which is kind of cool because I've never played this game before. I've not watched any videos on it, so I literally have no idea what's around the town, what there is to do, where to go. I literally, this is blind. I have no idea what's going on or what to do. Let's go talk to some people. You look like a soldier. Or something. Annette, you are a girl. Never mind. The store is open. A young girl with chubby red cheeks waves at you smiling. Her nose is also red from the cold. I am the law. Hello. She stomps her feet to feel warmer. What kind of store is this anyway? Board games? Crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. That is a great name for a store. Books, postcards, easy. Even a kid would know all of this. Little girl, I know what a book is. Books are like very long letters with stories inside them.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
I also know what a postcard is. It's a small cardboard picture that you can send to a friend or a loved one.
You've got it, sir. What about board games?
I like playing games with people's minds. The police don't have time for games. Who cares about board games? I care about board games.
Okay, sir. This is all very enlightening. Can I help you with anything else?
Don't patronize me. Is it okay if I ask you some questions?
Okay, sir. I'll try to answer any questions you have. I hope they're about books.
What is your name? My name is Annette, sir. My mom, her name is Plaisance. She owns a store. She's inside minding the register or organizing the stock. The girl gazes at the window, then suddenly jolts her eyes wide as if recalling something. Feel free to step in and browse our wares. And you're standing out here in the cold because... I'm signaling that the store is open. She nods eagerly. Otherwise people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. I should have a word with the store owner, maybe? Such a good trooper you are. Already learning the value of hard work. Pat her on the head. Oh, I could help by brutally dismantling the free market. Let's pat her on the head. Thank you, sir. I'm happy to help Mom out with the store. She smiles and stands upright like a little soldier. Shouldn't you be at school or something? I do my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mom keep this place running. Isn't going to school more important than this? School is stupid. You're lucky not to be there. What is school anyway? Mom says it's necessary to do both because it builds character. Mom says a proper worker is dutiful. That's how you get ahead in life. You succeed. There is stress and unease behind these words. She's reciting etiquette. How's the business going? Mom says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at first. There's talk about this house being, she looks over her shoulder, cursed. Cursed? Nice. In what way? Cursed in a way that makes them saying that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. They all go. She looks for the right word. Ass up? She blushes. I wouldn't really say it like that, but I guess so. I should probably look into this. We can go into the bookstore and ask about the case, but I don't see much more to look into here. The lieutenant makes a note in his book. Yes, she chirps. Please do also look at our wares inside. The postcards and board games are there, sir. What do you know about the other failed businesses? Nothing really, sir. Mom doesn't allow me to sneak around in the back rooms or the cellar. She looks a bit disappointed. I don't really know what's there. What do you know about the other... How does this curse manifest itself? It does not manifest itself in any way. It does not exist. I liked it better when we were talking about whether it's appropriate to stand out in the freezing weather. But Kim, the plasmanic manifestations. No such thing. The lieutenant stands at your side, stern and serious. The girl looks back and forth between you two. Anything else you wanted to talk about, sir? Enough about this curse for now. Annette looks at your shaved, prickly chin. It distinctly contrasts with the oily mutton chops that surround it. Maybe I can tell you about some of our books instead. What is this crime business? Romance? Okay, bye. What is this crime business? Crime fiction is about murders or burglaries or things like that, and the work of a policeman or a private detective who's trying to solve a crime and catch the criminals. Wait, not crime fiction. I need to know what crime is. It's that bad. Crime is what we are solving before this conversation began. Why would anyone want to read about crime? It's exciting to people, I guess. They get to imagine dangerous things, and it's kind of like a puzzle where you can guess who the criminal is or how the good guys are going to catch him. I'm a policeman myself, by the way. You don't look much like a policeman. She examines you as if to find something policeman-like. Huh, well, what does a cop look like then? Didn't mean to offend, sir. Sorry. Sir, it's just that you don't look like Dick Mullen. She points to a book cover on which you see a strapping Vespertine officer. He stands grimly over the body of a dead woman. I used to be exactly like that Mullen guy. Then I decided to live a little. You know, nobody actually looks like the guy in that picture. That's just a stupid fantasy of a man. It's not your body that's important in police work. It's your Nugan. Well, look at that guy. I'll never be as good as Mullen. I decided to live a little. What's that mean? You know, cut loose, raise hell, blow off steam, and everything is better now, sir? No. Why is that? Look at me. I'm a hideous beast, a failure of a cop, a disgrace. Yeah, we'll do that. Sir, please, don't say things like that. You look nice enough. Nice enough for a small child. Sure, maybe. Don't be sad, sir. She seems genuinely concerned. I'm sorry I said the thing about Dick Mullen. You don't know, she looks like that guy. Stupid fantasy of a man. She looks at Dick Mullen, frowning. He isn't even drawn right. That's not how human shoulders work. The perspective is all wrong. She examines the picture, trying to find whatever is wrong with it. Then she shrugs and puts the book aside, unconvinced. That's just no way to cop. I can do it way better than Dick Mullen. Sure you can, sir. She smiles mischievously. He's just a fictional character. He'll be no match for you. Maybe you can show me some real police work, sir. The cover image of Dick Mullen seems to stare at you with harsh disapproval, like in the books. What is romance? Oh, composure challenge. Oh, I'm going to deduce something now with a high composure. Okay. Success! Hey, why do you keep your hands folded? The girl keeps her hands folded, hidden. Why is that? What do you mean, sir? She looks wary. You don't need to be worried. I'm here to help. She looks around anxiously. Her hands remain folded in front of her. She doesn't want to show them. The lieutenant stands by, looking at the two of you with a little interest. It's okay. She brings out her reddened hands. Her nails are frayed, nearly chewed down to the flesh. You bite your nails. And you knew this from me keeping my hands folded? She sees you with a suspicious glance. There were a few other hints. It's super simple, Forrest said. Well, that proves nothing. Anyone could do an easy deduction like that. Her eyes flash with defiance. She's not impressed. Want more? I bet I can figure out why you bite your nails. I've got a few reasons in mind. She nods, half provocative, half enthusiastic. You're uptight because your mother and the pressure she's putting on you. Rats have been nibbling your fingers. You're recycling your body material. It's an intense dedication to the way of business. There are no riches with personal sacrifice. You're uptight because of your mother and the pressure she's putting on you. Dismay flickers in her eyes. Maybe so, sir, she says. Okay, I know it's a bad habit and I shouldn't. Either way, another ace deduction by the #1 detective in town. It was okay, sir. She's still got a rebellious streak. There's more that can be achieved here. Ask her to do the same. To do something about me. You're quite sober, she snaps back quickly. The lieutenant does not flinch at the comment. He does not flinch even a single bit. He is intensely not flinching. It takes effort. How do you know I'm usually not? Yeah, about that. Maybe you could point me towards some booze, and I'm having a grand time. I'm also sad and my head hurts. How do you know I'm usually not? Because you usually aren't. Maybe you could point me in the way of some booze. Freet, maybe? She shrugs a compassionate look in her eyes. Alcohol is not good for you, sir. There she stands, swaying on her feet, assaulted by the early spring breeze. She smiles at you. The whole situation suddenly feels familiar somehow. There's something you're missing. What are you missing here? Why does this feel familiar? I'm gonna fail this, but I may retry it, so... You might get double sixes? No. Put skill points into suggestion. What is romance? It's the type of book where there is a rich lady and she has to choose between the good man and the bad man. She smiles at the thought, perhaps imagining herself in that situation. Or there could be a story about a poor lady getting a rich man. It's about a man and a lady businesser. What about when both the men are bad? What about when everyone is poor? What about a book where the man and lady business doesn't work out at all? What about a poor man getting a rich lady? It happens, but usually the guy gets rich in the process, or should actually be rich himself, but has lost his family or property unjustly, like during the revolution or something. I see. Those are unhappy books for most of the pages. People are sad about what they have lost, but then it all turns out fine in the end. What about when both of the men are bad? Those are not very common. You can't have a choice between bad and bad. Nobody wants to read a story like that. What if it's written really well? Well, maybe then it's fine. Maybe if the lady has then decided not to pick either because she doesn't need a bad man. Yes, that would be interesting. What about where everyone is poor? That's not a proper romance story. That's more like everyday life. Sometimes you have to write about... Yeah, people are boring. I guess, yes. People in books are always very interesting, especially the romance people. What about the book where the man and the lady business doesn't work out at all? I haven't read many of those. Maybe you should ask Mum. Yeah? You think she's one about an excruciatingly painful breakup? I don't think it's a romance story if the main characters break up, though. She pauses, trying to figure out the appropriate answer. No, think about it. One where they plunge into a torrid spiral of pain and recrimination, only it's really long and drawn out. Scarred for life. Phantom limb. No. I don't know. She looks at you with puzzlement. Doesn't ring a bell? Alright, I'll ask your mum. Yes, she nods relieved. She knows books. Definitely. That's enough about romance. Who are these famous people? Oh, kings and queens and generals of old, or artists and writers or musicians, those kinds of people. There's usually something extraordinary about them. She scratches her cold, reddened cheeks and continues. I think that's why people read them, to find the secret of their fame. Seems like most people who read books fail to get more famous from reading them. Reading those doesn't make the readers more famous, does it? But it does make the famous people more famous. She smiles gleefully. Fame sounds delicious. Maybe someone will write a book about me one day. Fame is for vain people. I've had better things. These famous people sound like a bunch of dorks. The next expression remains ever so helpful, but she doesn't say anything. Yeah, you heard me. Only losers waste their time with that garbage. Isn't that kind of a childish thing for a grown-up to say? When she grows up, and if she grows up to be clever, she'll discover there's no such thing as a grown-up. Ah, okay. Imminent volumetric... Oh, it's almost done. Oh, that was quick. Okay, bye. What did I get here? Thought complete. Volumetric shit compressor. Bizarre scientific news from Revachol West today, where a police officer's shit has been observed at a pressure of around 495 gigadecimals. These metallic hydrogen levels of shit togetherness were thought to exist only at the centre of collapsing stars. Not law officials. It remains to be seen how long this shit singularity lasts. All endurance white checks unlocked. Learning cap for endurance raised to 4. So I have that. Learning cap for... Okay, so that's equipped. I can forget it. And this one's still going. Okay, so we go to the book. Inspect body hanging in the backyard. You just need to suppress the urge to throw up and approach it. That is what we're going to do. After we go into the bookshop. Because board games. Board games is cool. Board games is the best. Hello.
Welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People. My name is Playson.
Look at that face. The clerk extends a greeting. Look at that face.
Be welcome, and please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space.
Before we go on, you seem to be well off enough. Can you give me some money? I feel there won't be an opportune moment to ask later. Yeah.
Sir, don't be ridiculous. I certainly will not give you money.
She gives you a
grave psychic disfavor.
Oh, really? She gives you a disagreeing look.
One
Good.
has to earn one's success, even if one is a police officer. Handouts are nothing but manipulation. All they do is make you dependent.
Rhetoric. Certainly there are good things to be said about dependence. It would forge ties between us working people. Good practice for fighting our common enemy. You misunderstand me. I'm a powerful feudal lord. I demand tribute. This is about traditions. Damn, you're right. What kind of business relationship would that kickstart? Excuse me, I don't even know why I said that. A lapse of professionalism that does not represent my values. I'm going to go with it would forge ties between the working people.
Now, hey there. Sounds like someone isn't taking responsibility for the energy they bring into this space.
Oh, fine.
Fighting? Enemy? My philosophy is everyone just getting along.
So, you're the owner of this store?
I am the proudest owner of our little shop of culture.
Very good. The girl I mentioned places cursed. Your daughter's still on something. What if I want to buy a book? Then why are you talking to me? Everything is on the shelves to browse. Don't you feel compelled to buy anything? She fiddles with her pendant, then waves her bony fingers directly at you. See those shelves there? Go be drawn. So what type of books do you have? Everything is on the shelves. Take a look yourself. She nudges the glasses. The shelves compel you, don't they? All right, take a look then. The girl outside mentioned this place is cursed. Cursed? Who said that? Annette? She blinks. I will have a word with her. This place is not cursed. It has a robustly magnetic energy. Good for commercial activity. My business is thriving, sir. What in God's name is she talking about? Your daughter's the one standing outside? Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me was she at her post doing her job like a proper girl? Yes, of course. Wonderful. Did you talk to her? Yes. Great. On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled were you to buy books after talking with her? 10, she's certainly very polite and helpful. 5. I'm going to go 10, just because I feel bad for the girl. My precious, her dedication brings joy to my heart. She's immensely satisfied with the answer. If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as my Annette. The way you're handling her strikes me as wrong. Annette is quite the trooper. She's a great value add. I'm here to dismantle the free market and abolish child labour. I get she's a trooper, all right. She looks like she can take it, but it's actually wearing her down. You know, she's been biting her nails. God, I've told her not to do that. It's such a disgusting habit. Her voice is firm. She'll get over it. Anxiety is a part of life. I don't think she can do anything about it. She can if she has enough willpower. That's why it's called growing pains. Life isn't easy. Life doesn't give breaks. Well, she seems like a bitch. Come on, ma'am. It's obvious she can't do anything about it. You're placing an unnecessary burden on a young child. What you're doing is wrong. Even I know that, and I usually don't know anything. Oh, God. That is true, and obviously the will of your market. But maybe an exception for your daughter. Yeah, actually, it's super all right for kids to chew their hands off. Forget I said anything. What you're doing is wrong. Even I know that, and I usually don't know anything. She stands stiff and severe, silently fuming. 10 or so seconds pass without change. She's looking for one, but there simply aren't any good arguments for being an asshole. All of a sudden, she exhales sharply. Her shoulders slump down. Oh no, she mutters. Hold on, I need to invite her inside and apologize. She must be freezing out there. There, she returns with a nod. I don't know what to say to you. My husband, he tries to teach me business lessons. I have what my mother called a dull mind. All this stress. She stops, but her mouth keeps moving. Is this husband Annette's father? Oh, look, she's inside now. Yes, my husband is a successful entrepreneur east of the river. If only he were more involved in the business we're running up here, she says gloomily. No matter, soon we'll both be off for Grand Couronne. Grand Couronne? What's that? It's a proper place to live, one of the most peaceful neighbourhoods east of Jamrock. You may know it for its massive housing projects. Most of the buildings are empty at the moment. Her smile is wide. It's a great opportunity to get, ahead of the crowds. Better times ahead for sure. And your husband's also involved with the bookstore. He made the initial investment. Since then, he's been what you might call a silent partner. Super silent, almost inaudibly so. Is she an only child? Yes, I'm afraid so. A real treat she is. It would be nice if she had. She pauses for a second. No, we couldn't have afforded any more children, really. Not in this economy. A glimmer of sadness blinks through the well-crafted exterior. Why not? We're quite busy people, you know, my husband and I. Quite busy. Her voice wavers a bit. Children are a lot of work. You don't look like a father, so I don't expect you to understand. She catches herself at an impoliteness. I'm sorry, I'm sure you do understand. She doesn't go to school anymore. Plaisance nods. She's been too busy helping me here, so she studied at home this trimester. This is a temporary solution, of course. I assure you, I of all people understand the importance of education. She will be back in school the moment the store takes off. And hell freezes over? Never mind. It's not a good topic to get into. All right. I had something else in mind. The woman looks aloof, her features much softer. Occasionally she glances at her daughter's silhouette. Farewell for now, book peddler. I want to have a look at stuff. An empty till, maybe? Can I go up the stairs? I can. I don't know why that excites me. The book collects the national recipes of Arda. They are all about lake trout. Okay. Anything else around here that's kind of... Oh, I can actually... No, I can't. There's something here. Let's look at this. Mountain of board games. A small mountain of colourful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wearal-related merchandise. Storekeeper, what board games do you have here? Wonderful board games, sir. The Viticulturist is a classic for sure, or perhaps you'd like Archipelagos of Insuland. A very educational game for those interested in geography. Rowbritter is a fun game of economic competition, but can get quite intense after a while. You have games for the whole family. We have games for the whole family. You can play with your children. Look at me. Who'd want to have children with me? Don't be so hard on yourself, sir. You just need to clean up a bit, and technically friends are a bit like family. She fiddles her pendant. For playing with friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty. It's a civilization building game where you build a civilization, then set off to brutally colonize and repress other civilizations. It'll cost 12 real. I can buy it, but I don't have. I've only got 5 real. What are all these Wearal things? Lousy auras there. She showed us no role-playing games are popular among these types. You know, who are into those kind of things. Personally, I don't like it. Not at all. I've heard they turn people into occult enthusiasts, so they have rituals where they try to summon entities. Highly immoral stuff. You can still buy them, though. She looks at the table, crossing her arms. Look through the pile overall. An endless variety of source books, lore books, and codices. Then to the table. The topmost book is entitled Welkin Compendium, 2nd edition. There's also a large hardbound tome with intricate cover art. The Hunters of Katuak, Boreal Creature Compendium, and a Pick Your Path adventure game book titled Tales of Varal, Cavern of Velkrag. Books in a board game section. Who wants to read books? Anything that really catches my eye? Maybe I'm not into all this binoculars. There's a box saying Varal 3rd edition mega setting supplement module. This side panel notes a fantastic adventure board game. New maps and miniatures. A sticker on display, 25 real. I could buy them if I had money. I'm coming back here. This is what happens when I see board games. Just spend all my money on them. Man from Helmdall series. The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Nearly all the titles contain the word Helmdall somewhere. Let's not spend this entire episode just looking around bookstores. Although that is me. Old sports magazines tucked away in a dark corner. Cool, what's up here? We want to go get that body first. Is this experience? I don't know what this is. There's a little bar at the bottom. Who knows? A quaint picture book brochure, very colourful. And this is... It's a tome of fascist magic, rather candid. Oh, everyone knows the most interesting thing about fascists was their magic. Yeah, obviously. I thought there was another one. Was there not another one? No, I can look at this though. Oh, I'm just gonna... Oh, there it is. Shelf of paranormal books. This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. There's also a wide range of paranatural literature. Look through the shelf. Amidst the various books you find, one written by someone named Matthias W. Dundas is about wholeness, unity, balance, rhetoric. These three things are very important to the working class mind. The point of the book, and many others on this shelf, is to give people medicinal advice in situations where they don't have access to paid health services. How does that work? It serves platitudes while also telling everyone that traditional medicine, the kind people don't have access to and which costs more than this book, is garbage and would only give you cancer anyway without even curing your cold or anything. Wholeness, unity, balance, on the other hand, can basically take care of anything. Though it is important to note, when it's up to your mind to heal yourself, then it's because of your mind that you're ill in the first place. Does the book say anything else? The book features chapters on topics such as how to find magnesium. It even lists plants you can harvest magnesium from, how to continue drinking if you're an alcoholic who has destroyed his liver, and there's even a chapter on the ancient Surrey's tradition of using duck gallbladder preservatives to treat and prevent sexually transmitted diseases. Pre and post factum apply. Nothing worth buying. Oh, sir, please, no browsing in that shelf. She narrows her eyes. That wisdom is not for free. I can't have you end up like opening a police store next door and stealing my customers. Oh no. Okay, well, what's this? Another boring book, just discarded here. Oh, there's so much to look at. But I don't want to look at everything. But I do. I do want to look at everything. Shelf of biographies. The plaque on the shelf reads biographies of famous people. You see a large variety of names, none of which ring a bell. Look through the display of books. Browsing through all the books with all their names makes your head spin. None of these seem important or relevant. It's all just vapid egoism. Suddenly, a particularly odd title catches your eye. It reads, High Speed Love, the tragic true love story of Jacob Irv and Alfie Delatraz by Cecilia Averbrook. What's it about? High Speed Love chronicles the romance between two of the finest tip-top Tournay racers in history. One of them is the madcap driver Jacob Irv. His blonde mane graces the cover. Next to Irv's life story, you can see a slim biography of an Occidental rock star called the Anti-Star. He's famous for shooting morphine into one of his eyeballs and cocaine into the other. Next to that, Ravisholian radio personality Guillaume Bevy stands in front of a rundown drug den. He's a permanent fixture on Channel 8 reporting on real-life crime and ruining cops' days. I really must insist that you buy one of the books. You're interrupted by the shopkeeper. Reading them is not for free. Do still browse though, but not too long. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to rush you. You are browsing. Go ahead, take your time. Time is commerce. Anything to note in this shelf? I would say, the woman hums to herself, the greatest innocence. Yes, most certainly it is an important educational tool, delving into the depths of history, religion, and their relation to innocentic power. Innocentic. Who or what is innocence? Is an innocence. A very influential historical figure, but surely I don't have to tell you that. She waves her hand as if casting aside the thought. You're a law officer, and law officers have at least some education. The book is also very daring. The author aims to re-examine the universal understandings of the innocentic system, creating a fresh vantage point and a shift in the tired order of things. I thought it was about which of these innocences is the coolest and the greatest. Perhaps, for a layman, she scoffs, deep analysis is necessary to peel back the multi-layered meanings. Do her words seem vague and abstract to you, so you recommend it? Certainly. It's prudent for a person to have at least an elementary understanding of history and society. Imagine the chaos we'd be in otherwise. You feel like you should get this one. Definitely, it's important. Somehow, there's something personal inside. And I can buy it. Interesting. I am interested in that greatest innocence. A true cultural touchstone, she nods. Enjoy the read. Okay. Well, I bought something. This is what happens when I go to bookstores and game stores. I just buy everything. Shelf of crime novels. These shelves are overburdened with books from the same series. You see the name Dick Mullen over and over. A couple spook novels hide amidst all the detective books. Thrilling tale of spycraft and daring do. Books to display of books. Crime fiction is a disgrace, an asinine misrepresentation of the physical attributes and the arduous everyday work of actual police officers. These books greatly overstate the excitement of police work, glossing over how long it takes to actually follow up on leads and eliminate dead ends. What's more, they completely ignore the psychological hardships of year after year coming into contact with people during the worst days of their lives. Not a single mention of all of the stress this work creates upon the officer's family. Detective fiction just doesn't tell the truth at all. Now, would you like a list of the books found on the shelf? Oh god, no. Shelves filled to the brim with crime novels featuring the supposedly stalwart Vespertine detective Dick Mullen. Leave. Let's go get the dead body. Try and earn some money. Come on. Try and earn some money. Is that a door or a window? Is that how I got in? I don't know. Is it a window? Closed curtains. You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange cage-like trinket dangles from the curtains.
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only.
What's behind the curtains? Nothing. Now please don't go back. Please go back to browsing the books. She fiddles with her pendant. Don't you feel compelled to look at the books? The books are all you care about. She speaks almost as if she's trying to put a spell on you, urging you to buy more books. Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more alluring they become. Examine the strange cage-like trinket. You see some kind of charm. An irregular polyhedron assembled from bones, sticks, and straws. Inside a disturbing fish head with empty eye sockets stares at you. Encyclopedia. From the looks of it, this is a traditional Seminoese ward meant to provide protection against ill luck, bad dreams, curses, and other supranatural scourges. And who are the Seminoese? Inhabitants of Ile de Fantôme, the Seminine Islands down south. Aside from poking at it suspiciously, there is nothing else to do with the fish head charm at this time. The curtains remain shut before you pull open the curtains. You pull open the curtains! Just as you're about to pull open the curtains, the petrified voice of the shop owner cries out once more. Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers. Her hand is closed around the pendant, her fingers nervously playing with the talisman. Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them. I won't be held responsible for the consequences. It's too dangerous. She looks away mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people? This is about the curse. That's why you're afraid. Ma'am, this is different. I'm a police officer. I need to get in there. But I sense this place calling for me. I must investigate beyond the threshold. This is about the curse. No, it's just a storeroom for the employees, I told you. Now, please, step away from the curtains. She's almost begging you. Why? It's not like anyone was killed there. She stops abruptly as her hand flies over her mouth, baffled by her own bluntness. I am sorry. I don't mean to be so impolite. Just please don't go there. I can't allow that. You'll only make things worse and unleash the powers. The curtains do seem frail suddenly. Not robust enough to contain a slippery darkness. I sense this place I must investigate. You do? She grabs her pendant again, visibly shaken. My god, even more reasons to not mess with the curtains. Just step away, dear sir. I'll think about it for a while. Thank you, sir. The shopkeeper lets out a loud sigh. Let's just talk about this first, alright? There's no reason for you to venture into the unknown. Talking is always good. Go see what she has to say. The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang before you as if taunting you. Ignore the curtains for now. What is going on? I want to go get the dead body, but the curtains. Can I talk to you about the curtains? Why are you upside? Yeah, why are you so uptight about those curtains? I just want to know what's on the other side. I already told you, it's just a storage room for employees. I don't understand why it's so important to you. Just let it go, officer. Go buy some goddamn books. You're supposed to be drawn to the books. She recites it like it's a poem, or like she's playing roles she's grown tired of. She's so tense, it's a miracle she hasn't snapped in half yet. Why are you still talking about books? Are you trying to put a spell on me? It's just a storage room. Why are you so tense? If it's okay, there's a lot of stuff, then it wouldn't hurt to just take a peek inside. It's not like it's cursed, right? I'm not tense, she wavers under your gaze, mouth pressed into a tight-lipped frown, then something breaks. Okay, fine, it's because this place is cursed, just like Annette said. They don't call it the doomed commercial area for nothing. Are you happy now, officer? Happy that you've ruined everything? She closes her eyes and starts mumbling something to her pendant. Hosts of hosts, she prays, guard me and my honest business venture from the curse that lurks behind the curtains. Why didn't you just tell me right away? It's not good to talk about the curse, not in detail. The negativism, she shivers, it's dangerous. Talking about the void wraiths angers them. Wow, void wraiths. You have new words. How does this curse manifest itself? A shiver runs through the woman as she looks around the dimly lit store. The curse is so much worse than you could imagine. It's a disease eating at the very foundation. Her voice drops to whisper. If the curse of financial distress. It's the curse of financial distress, of ruin and bankruptcy. She peers at the curtains again. Oh, I'm confused. What does that mean? Everyone knows that all the previous companies in this building have sooner or later declared bankruptcy, and their malicious spirits are still here, feeding off bad business practices and disappointing income statements. There's something wrong with this building, I can tell you. Ever since I arrived, I've sensed an eerie lingering presence, as if I was unwanted here. Would you like me to take the case? I could investigate, see if the curse is real. Most certainly not. I don't want anyone who's not familiar with the psychic arts to get involved in this mess. Stay away, leave the spirits be, so they can return to their slumber. My liege, you know what this calls for? A para-detective. Convince her to let you investigate the doomed commercial area. 97%. Yes! Slither up to her, you silver-tongued fiend. Show her what world-class perfidy looks like. Wait. Ma'am, I came here to help. I've handled paranatural situations before. Are you sure? She looks skeptical. Don't think haven't seen charlatans before. I have returned from the void, a para-detective from a long line of para-detectives. You're no para-detective. You look nothing like one. And you're clearly a drinker. Pardon me for being so blunt, but you look like one. The lieutenant keeps his usual stony calm. He silently picks out his notebook. I admit I've had my share of drinks, but only because this spectral realm is parapsychologically taxing. You see, it's necessary to drink the spirits in order to contact them. How do you know all this? Here we go! Your wards brought me here in the first place. The Seminese blood also runs through me. I'm the Void Revenant. I have the powers to debad all the bad energies. You're part Seminese? Oh, it means our meeting couldn't have been mere chance. The hand of fate guides us. But I am not the only one at risk. I have to think of my daughter. You are certain you can help us, keep us safe. I can't allow any collateral damage to hit us. No problem whatsoever. Your family is safe. The phantoms are no match for me. Just ask my partner Kim. He'll vouch for me. Let's not bring him in on this. She shuffles nervously. If you promise, good officer, then she pauses. You might be our last hope. Do you swear it? A hand on your heart, on my honour. Thank you, sir. A timid sigh of relief followed by a cautious smile. There's one more thing I haven't told you about yet. The entity. Do not act surprised. You know of these things, sire. Of course. The entity, for I have sensed its presence. You have? She gasps. The entity takes the form of a woman, a witch probably. I've suspected that she must be connected to the curse ever since I first saw her. Did you know that she lives inside the chimney? Chimney? The passage between heaven and hell, of course. Yes, that chimney is part of the building's central furnace, and it's enormous. She has barricaded herself behind some metal security curtains. God knows what she's doing in there. Key to the book's door, back door. Some unnatural magic, I assume. She shivers. You should go find the entity and ask what happened to all the companies in the building. What is the source of this curse? Here's the key to the warded door behind the curtains. Take it. Oh, and please do return to me after you've looked around. I'm quite anxious to know what she has to say about the curse, what you discover in there. What you discover, probably just some office space. Don't be scared. Farewell for now. Let's leave. Ooh, I got another case. Red checks can be tried only once. Failed white checks can be retried by increasing the relevant skill. Cool. This is interesting. Very interesting. Oh. Gonna... that's cool. Let's go get that Bode out of the tree. Also, how long until I find my home? Last long way home. 3 hours. So this is 3 hours. Oops. Of this time. So it's not 3 hours of real time. It's 3 hours of in-game time. Apparently. Because I had that set in the last episode and it's been like weeks since I've played this game, so it hasn't gone down. Where is the tree? I got my shit together. Where's the body? There he is. Ah, the Hanged Man. Okay, 72%. Shit compressed. That's what we want. Success. As you breathe in, the odor comes over you. It's a spell of the mind telling you to run, and your stomach to wring itself empty. With your hands at your sides and your eyes squinting, you stand in it. It's a puzzle. What's hanging in front of you is a puzzle of decaying flesh, tattoos, and tendons. Do they always do that? They do after 7 days, yes. We are in deep in decomposition here. Step closer. I did it. I did it. The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enameled boots. Those boots are nice. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins and blotched by lividity. A fading web of tattoos covers his chest and shoulders. The cargo belt used to fasten him to the branch above appears industrial in strength. Inspect the boots. The material appears to be ceramic. Its clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying flesh above the knee. The man wore thick polymer socks, probably for padding. A fine array of interlocking plates covers them. Delicate and fragile. They feel alien to the world around you, out of place somehow. England Empire. Logic. These are clearly not boots. They're armor, possibly part of a larger set. These aren't just boots, are they? They're armor. Indeed. With his notebook under his arm, the lieutenant crouches to inspect the soles. Technically speaking, these are sabatons, not boots. Oh, the lieutenant uses a mnemotechnique A6. That's not just any notebook, it's a classic. Forget about the notebook. Tell me about the armor. It's clearly some manner of super armor. Or future armor? Super future armor? I'm useless. What kind of armor is this exactly? Ceramic plates. Zirconium dioxide, most likely. This is where the make would be. Where? Under the heel. Fairweather. He turns the boot slightly. Fairweather model T500 VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. This is advanced stuff. What happened to the rest of it? The locals probably scavenged it. It would be odd if he had more on after 7 days. Yeah, but they didn't get the boots. We should keep a lookout for these pieces. The armor could yield information. He nods towards Kuno. Maybe he'll know something. Maybe he was just wearing these boots, and there is no rest of the armor. No, he must have worn something precious underneath his clothes. They've removed all his clothes to get to it. They did not just strip him for the putrid rags. Then where are these clothes? Have you seen any around? Some could have cleaned the yard, but it's a question for the red-haired thing. I hear you, fuck cop, talking shit about the Kuno. Communicates. Fuck you, Kuno. You want to fuck the Kuno? What if they told him to strip before they hung him? They usually hang them completely naked for that. La Puta Madra, the Mazda, the Besmertes, and the like. This one still has his underpants. What are you trying to ignore me now, fuckface? Kuno, this boot shit is super boring and the guy is a total vitupaz. The material looks out of place here. It is. It's expensive. The lieutenant draws a line in the condensation on the ceramic with his index finger. We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constabularies deemed it too costly. In that time, we've lost 6 men to semi-automatics. How much are we talking about? For a full set of armour? About 4 years of wages. Whoa! For the northwest region of Revachol, an officer's average yearly income is 5,500 real, unadjusted for rank. My yearly... Wait, my yearly pay is 5,500 real? Not too much, yes. Yeah, sounds puny. No wonder I can't pay my hostel bill. It's a sorry situation, I agree. How could this man afford such expensive hardware? That's for us to find out. He checks his notes. Mr. Gart implied he was security personnel for the harbour company. This confirms my own assumptions. Initial report? Just something I scraped together from my station. An area report on Martinez. I'm sure you did the same. These look pretty advanced for a security guard. I agree. The equipment is way beyond what the guards can afford. Knock on the boot. A small bell-like sound fills the air, like tapping on the side of a porcelain cup. Sounds fragile. It's anything but. This material is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads kinetic energy horizontally from plate to plate, dissipating it entirely. He points to the boots. See? Faint organic lines cover the plates where they separate into smaller ones. These plates then divide into smaller plates until there are hundreds of them all together. Looks like can't read. Like whorls of floorboards, the designs look organic, influenced by highly resistant wood materials, like lignum vitae and ebony perhaps. What does this remind me of? If trees were made of porcelain, this is what their cross-sections would look like. Run your finger over the lines. The smooth, glossy surface fractures into ever more intricate interconnections, peaking on the right sabaton where you notice. Perception sight. The whorl are in the shape of a letter and number combinations. E, 50, 100, 1000. Point to it. Looks like there's a serial number on the right sabaton. Good. Can you read it to me? He tips the drying ball point of his pen on the tongue. Tips. Oh dear God. X 541567456782222! Exclamation mark. Let's lie. No, let's not. But hang on. Is it this? We have a make and a number, that's something. We can use the radio in my kinema when we're done. Either station can chase it for us. Pull the boot off. The stench fills your nostrils as you push downward. An ominous creaking sound comes from above. Stop! The lieutenant's voice is sharp. He looks at you with the boot under your arm. Pig's gonna pull his head off. Brutal! Oh, this is a bad idea, isn't it? You're going to pull his head off. Do it, homo! I'm not a homo. Stop obsessing about your sexuality, officer. You're about to seriously compromise the coroner's case. Indeed, from this angle it does look like the neck isn't going to take much more. Being dead for a week has all but liquefied his muscles. Disgusting. What are you trying to achieve anyway? Why are you hanging on the boots? These boots go super well with my bell-bottom pants. This is advanced enemy technology. We should conduct research into their weaknesses. Are we not detectives? There may be clues inside the boot. You said they were expensive. I thought I could pawn them, earn some lucre. You do understand the boots are steeped in cadaverino, don't you? So are my pants. Can't I just wash them? You'd have to boil them in acid. Besides, the lieutenant taps on the boot. There's no way you're getting them off. All the organic matter in this body has been flowing down into the boots. They're fused to his feet now. Why do you think the locals haven't scavenged them yet? You're sure there's a way to peel them off? But first, the body needs to be down, and second, it would probably be better if the lieutenant wasn't around. Sounds like a plan. Steal a dead man's boots? But that would be dishonorable. Refuse for honor? Fuck that. Sounds like a plan. The anticipation makes you crack your fingers. Feels nice. Nice and cracky. What's going to happen to the boots then? Processing will take care of them. With the situation in the morgue, it will yield nothing, but we must pick our fights. He looks toward the boots. Should we continue? Back off and look at the corpse. So that was the boots. Inspect the belt. The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yellow, hard-edged polyester cuts into his neck above. A sliding buckle ties the belt to the branch. This is a steel-reinforced cargo lashing belt, big brother of the regular cargo belt. It's used for tying cargo under 6-rotor airships. Don't ask me how I know, but this is a lashing belt used for airlifting cargo. Airlifting? I thought it was used on lorries for strapping cargo on them. Apparently this is the reinforced kind, for air transport. My brain tells me so. He nods. The local harbour uses 6 rotors to shuffle containers around. I get the sense they use whatever was on hand without paying much attention to not incriminating themselves. We're assuming dock workers from the harbour did it? The brief suggests as much. Politically motivated by the ongoing strike. Did you not get a briefing? No, they might have forgotten... My past has undergone total annihilation. Nothing remains. My mother, the love of my life. Certainly not a briefing. No, they might have forgotten to brief me. Ask him to tell you about the case. Then you should ask me the first moment we get. Okay. They sure want him to stay up there. This rope is reinforced with steel wiring. I was afraid it would be. He rises to inspect the noose. Thin steel wiring, parallel strands. This makes getting him down more problematic than I had assumed. How did they even get him up there? A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around. He points to the buckle tying to the belt to the branch above. Did they climb up using the kid's ladder? New skill point. That ladder can't carry a grown man. I didn't see any splintering either, did you? I think they lassoed the branch, then pulled the belt to close the buckle. He makes a pulling motion. Could be. The shape of the branch supports the theory. Back off and look at the corpse. Inspect the tattoos. An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time they intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart. Is this a map of the night sky? Is this a microelectronic system? Is this a national pattern? A map of the stars. He turns around to breathe before inspecting it closer. I do see some similarity to astronomical charts. Great century Messinian, maybe, but this seems more particular. Customized somehow. As if someone left out most of the night sky, filtering it through personal choice. The principle of this filter remains unknown to you. The thought dissipates and you feel as though you're only half right. I'm missing something here. So am I. A sudden ringing fills the ears. The lieutenant pulls down the zipper of his orange jacket. He wears a wide leather belt around his waist and a gun holster under his arm. He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it open. It sounds like a sword being unsheathed. A small lens appears. Some sort of camera. What's that? A Trigate Sunshine Mini. Trigate is the world's leading manufacturer of intercommunication devices, primarily projectors. The camera before you looks familiar somehow. Shit, Kuno, what the fuck is that? An instant color camera. He produces 2 metal-capped ampoules and clicks them into place on the side of the apparatus. A thin slot shines there. I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one. He points at the camera, at the corpse, peering into it. The lens needs adjusting. Then... Jeez! Ain't that a picture? A sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampoule of glass. You see streams of colour pouring into the thick, glossy piece of paper rolling out. Look at that artwork. Wow, it's so cool. On it, a colour-perfect copy of the dead man's tattooed chest. In case we need it, the lieutenant says, and shakes the paper, letting it dry in the cold wind. Cool machine. Yes, he slides the camera closed and tucks it away in his belts. It is pretty cool, isn't it? There is only 1 ampoule left. Use it wisely. What do we need this photo for? It contains insight to the victim's person. By his build, I'd say this was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. It is his letter to us. Someone should decipher it. We'll need to show it around. Can I have it? I should look at it later without the corpse smell. Sure, just don't lose it. He hands you the piece of rolled up photo paper. It's no larger than a pack of cigarettes. The glassy-eyed corpse looks by his mouth mute and as skin as... What? The glassy-eyed corpse looks by. His mouth mute and his skin as colourful as the chemical rainbow on the photo paper, gleaming with the opportunist organism. Okay, cool. Look him in the eye. His eyes are milky white and blind to the world, protruding comically from their sockets. There is no one home, just subaquatic terrors there. Ooh, oh no. Dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to explode from the organic processes inside. The death's head grin has passed. What remains is an unrecognizable mess. This is a Inland Empire medium. Tell me who you are, dead man, but I feel like I got a point, didn't I? Have a look. I did. Oh shit. I didn't realize I was let me see. Does it say I can select things? Right. I assume I've only got one. Oh yeah, here we go. Skill points. What have I leveled up? Can I increase any of these? Psyche. What's Psyche again? Your powers to influence yourself and others. Psyche. Okay, and this gets... Hold yourself together, keep your morale up. I got Encyclopedia. Motorics is how well you move your body. So I don't really know what I want to build it like. Can I just increase... Can I level up my Psyche? No. But I can put stuff... I can level up these things. Inland Empire. Well, that's going to be the next skill point. Inland Empire is 3. Accept changes in clothes. Let's just see, does that make a difference to this? 42%. Not much. We'll give it a go. Fail. The corpse is dead silent. You have no idea why you just said that. Who is he? He is male, 40 to 50 with an athletics build. Okay. Squint and take a step back. The hangman. As you narrow your eyes, the monster before you blurs into a violent mess of green and pink. Visual calculus. This is a trick. You've done it before. Pink is where the blood's settled in the first hours post-mortem. You can use it to see if the corpse has been tampered with. Does his position at the time of death match the discoloration? Observe. Only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue. His fatted hands, thighs, and his neck just above the noose. The rest of the corpse appears dark green in the cold spring air. His face and hands are pink, thighs too. I see it. He adjusts his glasses. His neck too. The lividity goes right up to his chin. We have good, well-pronounced discoloration here. Relax your eyes. The monster comes back into focus. An explosion of colour, coursing with dark marbled veins. His stomach appears pregnant with something. Black liquid streams down his thighs and into his boots. That's disgusting. So, what do you think? I think he's dead. I agree. His personality is no longer part of the world. Totally dead. The world no longer stores his personality in its composition. There was a time for that, and it ended 7 days ago. No, better not to say that. Too heavy. Totally. This buster's not coming back. Dead. Dead. Yeah, let's go with the heavy shit. He nods in agreement with this advanced piece of conceptualization. Having mulled it over, the lieutenant said, that sounds about right, yes. I think he was upright after death. His hands, feet, and neck are discoloured. Agreed. He points to the belt, especially on the neck. The belt acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. The hypostasis supports a hanging. Yep, seems like lynching to me. Could be, still be, seems like lynching to me. Everything here seems to corroborate that assumption, but we should still get him down before assigning a probable cause of death. Probable. Something is coming out of him. A pool of blood and feces has eaten into the frozen mud below the man's feet. Purged liquid is dripping into it, drop by drop. The victim appears to have contained no more than half a kilogram of digestion at the time of death. The fuck he's saying? Talking about shit. Maybe he went to the... Maybe he went to the toilet some time before death. Maybe. He doesn't really want to dwell on it too long. He's beaten up. See the bruises? I do. Most of them are post-mortem. Maybe even all of them. The delinquents have made our jobs harder with their little sport. Stop talking in riddles, coin slot. He means you fucked him up good, Kuno, the girl yells. That's a girl. Fucked him up brutal like. Back off and catch your breath. There is no breath to catch, only cadaver filling the air in your nostrils. He slowly rotates before you, decomposing. How do we get him down? He stops to think, then checks his notes. Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might have missed some of these things once he's down. The only thing I've missed is the check. Step back and have another look first. If I can level up the check, I'm going to leave. I'm going to do that. I'm going to level up the check. Do some other stuff. Level up the check. Is this some... No. Okay. Do some other stuff. Level up the check. Come back and try and get it, because that will be everything. Because I don't know. This is the thing. I've never played this before. I don't know what's going on. But for now, we shall save. Save the game. Into autosave. It doesn't really matter which one I do. Just save. Overwrite. Yes. And I'm going to leave it there. So thanks very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm very much getting into this. I think it's a great game. Yeah, so if you liked it, hit the like button. Consider sharing it with people you think might be interested. Help me grow the channel. I would very much appreciate it. And consider subscribing if you haven't already and hitting the notification bell icon so that you can keep up to date and we can figure out what the hell is going on in this game. So yeah, thanks very much for watching, guys, and I will see you all next time.